Hey, basketball fans, welcome back to Tips and Streams, your go-to spot for the hottest NBA regular season predictions. I'm Kokan, and I'm here to break down today's matchups and give you the edge you need to make the best bets. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video. Your support means the world to us. Remember, our channel has no sponsors and relies solely on the love and support of viewers like you. Even a small donation by pressing the thanks button under the video helps us keep bringing you top-notch content every day. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and fellow basketball enthusiasts. And we love hearing from you, so drop a comment below and let us know what you want to see in our forecasts. Your feedback helps us improve and bring you the content you crave. Let's jump right into today's NBA predictions. We've got some exciting games lined up, so stay tuned and let's get that winning streak going.
Today we have predictions for 6 NBA games. The first prediction for today is for a game between the Milwaukee Bucks and Detroit Pistons. The Milwaukee Bucks roll into the Motor City to square off against the Pistons in what should be a heated NBA Cup Group Stage clash at Little Caesars Arena. With Milwaukee riding the momentum of a 6-game win streak, you might think they're primed to steamroll, but Detroit isn't going to just roll over. This one has all the makings of a gritty showdown. Milwaukee's been balling out with a 10-4 record, putting up 113.1 points a night and allowing 112.4. The duo of Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard has been pure fire. Giannis is on another planet right now, throwing up MVP-like numbers, 32.9 points, 11.9 boards, and 6.6 dimes a game. His 42-piece against the Wizards recently? Vintage Greek freak, dominating at both ends like it's nothing. That said, the Bucks have looked shaky on the road. They're just 2-6 in away games, and while their 6-game heater includes a solid W over Miami, the rest of those wins came against bottom-tier squads. That inconsistency away from home has made them a tough bet to cover, with just 3 covers in those 6 wins. On the other side, Detroit's had its ups and downs. They've got a 9-13 record, averaging 109.3 points while giving up 111.7. Cade Cunningham has been the glue for this team, putting up a smooth 23.5 points, 7.2 boards, and 9 dimes per game. But here's the kicker. Cade's status for this one is in the air after missing their last game against Philly. Without him, the Pistons haven't exactly been inspiring, covering the spread in just one of their last 7 contests. Still, Detroit's been sneaky good in NBA Cup play, boasting an undefeated 3-0 record in the group stage. Add in some home cooking at Little Caesars Arena, and this team might just have the juice to make it interesting. Historically, Milwaukee's owned Detroit, winning the last 10 head-to-head matchups, including an overtime nail-biter earlier this season. That game ended 127-120, and while it looked like Milwaukee had it in hand, the Pistons hung around longer than expected, showing they're not afraid to battle. This matchup feels like it could be tighter than most are predicting. The Bucks' away struggles and shaky spread covering record leave the door open for a scrappy Pistons team that's shown flashes of fight, especially in this tournament format. If Cade suits up, Detroit's chances of not just keeping it close, but making some noise go up a notch. Watching Milwaukee's recent games, it's clear they've capitalized on weaker opposition to rack up wins. Detroit, though inconsistent, has shown they can rise to the occasion when it matters. If Cunningham's in the lineup and the Pistons play with the same energy they've shown in their group stage games, I like their chances to cover the +5 spread. And who knows, if they catch Milwaukee slipping, they might just pull off the upset. While the Bucks are the safe pick to win, I'm rolling with the Pistons to cover the spread. Don't sleep on Detroit making this one a fight.
Welcome to BetUS, Sportsbook and Casino, your ultimate hub for secure and thrilling sports betting and casino gaming. BetUS is one of the oldest and most reliable online sportsbooks in the U.S., serving millions of clients all over the globe each month. BetUS, trusted for over 30 years, offers huge welcome bonuses, countless betting options, and many deposit and payout methods. Depositing funds is a breeze and safe, with a minimum deposit of just $10. Payouts are fast and hassle-free, beginning at only $50. Choose from various payout options like MoneyGram, couriered check, cryptocurrency, or bank wire. Signing up is quick and easy. For signing up, you can use the link in the description and enjoy a generous 125% welcome bonus of up to $3,000. By signing up using the link in the description, you'll also support us as we earn a small commission from your registration at BetUS. Thank you for supporting us. Join now and start winning.
The second prediction for today is for a game between the Orlando Magic and New York Knicks. The NBA season keeps rolling, and this showdown between the Orlando Magic and New York Knicks feels like one of those matchups you circle on the calendar. Both squads have been balling out lately, and this one has all the ingredients to swing the momentum for either team as they find their rhythm. The Magic didn't exactly come out of the gates hot this season. Injuries, including a tough one to Paolo Banchero, made it seem like Orlando might be in for another forgettable campaign. But man, have they turned things around. They're riding high on a 6-game win streak, sitting at a solid 15-7, and their defense is what's got everyone talking. Allowing just 104.5 points per 100 possessions, they're locking teams down and making it a nightmare to score on them. Franz Wagner has been playing out of his mind. He's dropping 23.7 points a night, dishing out 5.7 dimes, and grabbing 5.9 boards. That near triple-double he put up against the Nets? Absolute clinic, 20 points, 9 boards, and 8 assists. He's the engine for this team, and guys like Moritz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope are stepping up big time. KCP's veteran presence has been the glue, keeping this young squad locked in. Orlando's been unbeatable at home, rocking a perfect 9-0 record, but they've also found their groove on the road, taking 5 of their last 6 away from their turf. That includes knocking off tough squads like the Lakers and Suns. The one thing they still need to clean up is their shooting from deep. They hit just 25% from 3 in their last game, and if they can sharpen that up, they'll be even scarier. Now, let's talk about the Knicks. New York's been swinging for the fences, and their off-season pickups of Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges show they're all in on making a playoff run. Towns has been a monster, filling in for Julius Randle and putting up 25.2 points and 13 boards per game while hitting 53% from the field. Jalen Brunson? Ice cold in the clutch, dropping 25.4 points per game and showing he's the guy you want with the rock when it matters. But the Knicks' Achilles heel is their defense, or lack of it. They're pouring in points, leading the league with 121.1 per 100 possessions, but defensively, they're bottom 10. They've been getting it done at home lately with a 4-game win streak, but let's be real, beating the Pelicans and Wizards isn't exactly putting fear into contenders. Consistency against the big dogs is still a question mark. This game is huge for New York, especially with their in-season tournament hopes on the line. They need this win to stay in the mix, but a loss could mess up their chances thanks to tiebreakers and Boston's superior point differential. When you stack it up, it's a classic clash of styles, Orlando's suffocating defense against New York's high-octane offense. The Knicks might be the favorites on paper, but their defensive lapses and shaky track record against top teams make me pause. The Magic, meanwhile, have been red-hot, covering the spread in 9 of their last 10 games and taking 4 of their last 5 against the Knicks. For my money, the Magic are the move here. Their defense is legit, their chemistry is clicking, and they've got the confidence of a team that knows how to win in different ways. I'm back in Orlando to keep that streak alive and cover the 6-point spread. Let's roll with the Magic and ride the wave. Before we move on, I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying the content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing might seem like a small action, but it actually makes a big impact for us. Plus, it's completely free for you. Have you clicked that subscribe button? Awesome, thank you so much for your support. Now let's dive back into the video. The third prediction for today is for a game between the Memphis Grizzlies and Dallas Mavericks. Tonight, we're in for some serious in-season tournament action as the Memphis Grizzlies roll into Dallas to take on the Mavericks. This matchup has all the makings of a thriller, with 2 of the hottest teams in the league squaring off. Memphis has been cruising lately, riding a wave of energy and fast-paced play that's made them one of the most exciting teams to watch. But let's not forget the Mavericks, who've been just as impressive, even with a few bumps in the road due to injuries. The Grizzlies have found their groove, and a big reason for that is the resurgence of Ja Morant. The guy's been electric since returning to full strength, putting up 21.2 points and dropping dimes left and right with 9 assists per game. When Ja's on, the whole team runs like a well-oiled machine. Add in the versatility of Jaren Jackson Jr. and the scoring punch of Desmond Bane, and you've got a squad that can hang with anyone. Memphis doesn't just play fast, they play smart, ranking in the top 6 in both offensive and defensive ratings. Their current win streak shows just how well they've been clicking, even if the opponents haven't been the toughest. Still, it's hard to knock a team that's handling business night in and night out. Now, here's where it gets tricky for Memphis. They've been a beast at home, but the road hasn't been as kind. A 4-4 record away from their fans isn't exactly screaming dominance, and tonight, they're up against a Dallas team that's no pushover, especially on their home floor. Speaking of the Mavericks, let's talk about Luka Doncic. This guy is an artist with the basketball. Fresh off a monster game where he dropped 36 points, 13 assists, and 7 boards, Luka's got the Mavs looking like a real threat again. Even with Kyrie Irving and Derek Lively out of the lineup, Dallas hasn't missed a beat. Quentin Grimes and Spencer Dinwiddie have stepped up big time, combining for 48 points in their last outing. The Mavs offense has been a machine, ranking 4th in the league with 118 points per 100 possessions. Their defense, though? Well, let's just say it's been less than stellar. Sitting in the bottom 6 for defensive rating, they're going to need to tighten things up if they want to keep up with Memphis' relentless pace. The home court advantage for Dallas is huge here. They've been solid at home, rocking a 7-3 record, and Luka's ability to control the game's tempo will be a major factor. Memphis loves to push the pace, but if Luka can slow things down and force the Grizzlies into half-court sets, the Mavs could really swing this one in their favor. When you stack these teams up, it's clear they're both bringing some serious heat right now. Memphis has been winning and covering like clockwork, but Dallas has faced tougher competition and still comes out looking sharp. The Grizzlies' recent run has been impressive, but it's hard to ignore the fact that most of those wins came against teams at the bottom of the standings. Plus, Memphis hasn't exactly been road warriors this season, and that could spell trouble against a Mavs team that's finding its rhythm, even without all their pieces. When you break it down, you can make a solid argument for either the Grizzlies or the Mavericks, but for me, the edge goes to Dallas. Luka's back, the home crowd will be rocking. Both squads have been balling lately, covering the spread in 8 of their last 10 games. Sure, Memphis has taken the last 3 matchups in Dallas, but honestly, that feels more like an outlier than a trend. For me, the edge leans toward the Mavs here. They're the team defending their home court, where they've been a strong 7-3 straight up this season. The Grizzlies, meanwhile, are still without Zach Edey, and that absence looms large. I'd need a bit more juice on their side to even consider them in this spot. And before you make any moves, keep tabs on Klay Thompson and Derek Lively. Both are still listed as questionable. If those two suit up tonight, I feel confident the Mavericks not only snag the win, but also cover that 3-point spread. The fourth prediction for today is for a game between the San Antonio Spurs and Phoenix Suns. The Suns and Spurs are gearing up for a showdown that's packed with intrigue. This in-season tournament clash has everything: star power, young talent, and plenty at stake for both squads. On one side, you've got the Spurs, led by the sensational Victor Wembanyama, who's already proving why he was the most hyped prospect in years. The guy's a walking mismatch, dropping 23 points and snagging 10 boards a night. Add to that his court vision, and you're looking at a player who's already making this team believe they can hang with anyone. And let's not sleep on Chris Paul. Even at this stage of his career, CP3 knows how to elevate young guys like Wemby, and you can see it in how San Antonio moves the ball. They lead the league in assisted buckets, and that's no accident. Greg Popovich has them clicking, with guys like Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, and Jeremy Sochan stepping up as legit contributors. On the flip side, the Suns come in with their trio of bucket getters in Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. On paper, they should be cruising, but hoops isn't played on paper. This team has been a roller coaster all year. One night they're unstoppable, the next, they're leaking points like a busted pipe. Their defense, especially on the perimeter, has been suspect. They're sitting way down that inspires confidence. The Spurs, on the other hand, are on a tear lately, winning 5 of their last 6 games. They've shown they can knock off quality teams, taking down the Thunder and the Warriors in recent weeks. San Antonio thrives on pushing the pace and playing free-flowing ball, which could turn this into a track meet. That's where the young legs of the Spurs could shine, especially in a tournament setting where every possession matters and point differential plays a role in tiebreakers. Looking at the total, the over feels like the move. These tournament games tend to be high-scoring affairs, and with the Suns loving to run on their home court and the Spurs embracing the same style, it's hard not to expect a lot of buckets. The Suns might squeak out the win, but I'm taking the Spurs to cover the plus 7.5. Wemby should feast inside, and if the Spurs keep the turnovers in check, they'll make this a dogfight. Over 227.5 on the total also looks good here because both teams are going to push the pace. This game has all the makings of a barn burner, and I'm here for it. The fifth prediction for today is for a game between the Golden State Warriors and Denver Nuggets. The Warriors are rolling into Denver for a clash with the Nuggets, and man, this one's got some serious layers. Golden State is trying to shake off a rough stretch, dropping 4 straight, while Denver is doing their usual home court thing, staying strong in the altitude. It's setting up to be a real chess match. Golden State's defense? Still elite. They're holding teams to under 110 points per game, which is no joke in today's NBA. But their offense? That's a different story right now. Steph's out there grinding, even with knee discomfort, and he's still dropping buckets like a machine, 28 and 23 in the last 2 games, but the help just hasn't been there. Buddy Hield's been in a slump lately, and Wiggins is steady but not exactly taking over games. To make matters worse, Draymond is out, and let's be real, he's the glue that holds their defense and playmaking together. Without him, it's like trying to run a car without an engine. On the flip side, Denver's got their own stuff to figure out. Jokic is doing his MVP thing as usual, putting up a triple-double like it's a casual Tuesday. His ability to dissect defenses is insane. Seriously, the guy sees plays 3 steps ahead. But the supporting cast? It's been hit or miss. NPJ and Jamal Murray haven't been consistent, and Aaron Gordon's health issues aren't helping. Christian Braun's been a bright spot, though. The kid plays with no fear, crashing boards, running the floor, and bringing energy every night. He's exactly what they need, but it's not enough to carry the load when the rest of the squad is hot and cold. Now, let's talk matchups. Golden State's got to find some way, any way, to slow down Jokic. That's been their Achilles heel for a while, and honestly, I don't see it changing here. Denver's going to feed their big man early and often, and why wouldn't they? Jokic is the kind of player who can single-handedly control the game. For the Warriors, it's all about cutting off those passing lanes and forcing someone else to beat them. But with Draymond out, that task gets a whole lot tougher. The Nuggets are no defensive juggernaut, sitting in the bottom half of the league, but they don't need to be perfect with their offense clicking. They're one of the best in the league at knocking down threes, even though they don't take a ton of them. Efficiency is the name of the game, and Jokic is the ultimate orchestrator. Add in that Denver altitude and the fact that the Nuggets have owned this matchup recently, winning 7 straight against Golden State, and it's hard not to lean their way. Here's how I see it. If Draymond Green is lacing up for the Warriors, I'm backing Golden State to handle that 4-point spread without too much sweat. The way he anchors their defense and ignites their transition game is a game changer. But if Draymond's out of the mix, my confidence in the Warriors takes a hit, and I'm pivoting to the Nuggets to cover. Denver's got the depth and firepower to take advantage if the Dubs are missing their heartbeat. I think the Warriors will put up a fight. Curry's too competitive not to, but without Draymond and with the offense sputtering, it's a tough ask to go into Denver and steal one. The Nuggets, meanwhile, play some of their best ball at home, and Jokic has been an unsolvable puzzle for the Dubs. Make sure to check the Warriors' injury report before locking in your bet. It could make all the difference in how this one plays out. The 6th prediction for today is for a game between the Houston Rockets and Sacramento Kings. Alright, here's my take on this matchup. The Rockets and Kings are headed for an NBA Cup showdown that's brimming with intrigue. These squads couldn't be on more opposite paths right now. Houston is cruising at 15-6, surprising everyone with their rise, while Sacramento is stumbling at 9-12, trying to find their footing. This game has all the makings of a classic, so let's break it down. Houston's no longer the underdog story, they've arrived. At 15-6, riding a 3-game heater, they're looking more like a playoff lock than a team in rebuild mode. Alperen Sengun? He's been an absolute beast, anchoring their offense with 18.8 points and 10.9 boards a night. The Rockets dominate the paint, pouring in 52.3 points per game, and Sengun is the engine driving that production. But it's not just about their offense. Defensively, the Rockets have been locking teams down, holding opponents to just 106.3 points per game. Their second-best road defensive efficiency is no fluke. This team travels well and brings the heat wherever they go. Wins like their nail-biter over OKC and a blowout against Portland are proof they can win in different ways, against any level of competition. On the flip side, Sacramento's season has been a roller coaster, and not the fun kind. De'Aaron Fox is doing his thing, dropping 27.5 points and dishing 5.9 assists per game, but his heroics haven't translated to wins. The Kings have dropped 7 of their last 10 and are winless in NBA Cup play. Tough losses like their OT letdown to the Spurs and a dud against the Clippers show their struggle with consistency. Sacramento's offense might be elite, putting up 114.2 points per game, but their defense has been a glaring weak spot. They rank 23rd in defensive efficiency and give up as many points as they score, 114.2 per game. Add in their shaky 0-3 ATS record as a home underdog, and it's clear they've got work to do. This game is about more than just the win, it's about the context. The Rockets are already through to the next round of the NBA Cup with a perfect 3-0 record, and they've been bringing their A-game in tournament play. Wins like their OT thriller against the Timberwolves and a 21-point smackdown of the Clippers show they're locked in and thriving under pressure. Meanwhile, the Kings are out of NBA Cup contention. Motivation could be a factor here, and it's hard to see Sacramento flipping the script against a Rockets team that's firing on all cylinders. Houston's momentum and balance on both ends of the floor give them a clear edge. For me, it's hard to look past Houston in this spot. They've covered 9 of their last 10 games and have won their last 3 against Sacramento. The Kings, on the other hand, haven't defended home court well, losing 3 straight at home. If the Rockets stay locked in on defense and keep pounding the paint, I see them extending their win streak and staying unbeaten in NBA Cup play. Bottom line, I'm riding with the Rockets here. Not only do I expect them to cover the 2-point spread, but I also see them taking the outright win. Sacramento might keep it tight early, but Houston's focus and firepower should take over down the stretch.